I feel the warmth, the love brings. It's like a melody that sings in my heart forever. Lifting me up on love's wings, love's embrace on love's wings.
The Human Dreadnought, Victory's Edge, emerged from hyperspace, awaiting the alien fleet, thousands strong. Their ships, sleek and menacing, pulsed with an eerie internal light. Captain Eva Rios stood on the bridge, her jaw set, her eyes cold steel. This was no mere skirmish, this was for humanity's survival. All hands, battle stations, her voice echoed across the bridge. The crew responded with practiced efficiency, the tension palpable. Victory's Edge was a weapon of last resort, a leviathan of war. But against such overwhelming numbers, could even she prevail? Rios gripped the command rail, her knuckles white. There was no turning back. The first alien salvo slammed into Victory's Edge's shields. The ship shuddered, the impact resonating through its massive frame. Rios held firm. "Return fire!" she roared. Victory's Edge erupted, launching a devastating barrage of plasma torpedoes and railgun slugs. Alien ships vaporized, blossoming into silent explosions. The battle raged. Victory's Edge, a steel predator, tore through the enemy ranks. Its point defense cannons, spitting fire, cut down fighters like flies, but the aliens were relentless, their numbers seemingly endless. Rios, her face grim, knew this was a war of attrition, and time, she realized, was not on their side. A gap appeared in the alien formation, a feigned retreat. Rios saw through the ruse. "They're leading us somewhere," she muttered, her eyes narrowing. "Maintain pursuit, but keep your guard up. This feels like a trap." Victory's Edge, engines roaring, plunged after the fleeing enemy ships. The chase led them through a nebula, a swirling mass of gas and dust. The alien ships, weaving through the celestial debris, were difficult to track. Rios, her gut clenching, felt a growing unease. The trap was about to be sprung. She just didn't know what form it would take. Section 4, A World in Flames. They emerged from the nebula to a chilling sight, a blue and green planet ringed by orbital defenses, the alien homeworld. The fleeing ships joined the defense platforms, forming a protective cordon around the planet. Rios understood. This wasn't a trap for Victory's Edge, it was a desperate gambit to protect their home. "They're trying to protect their homeworld," Rios said, her voice heavy. She knew what she had to do, but the weight of the decision pressed down on her. Millions of lives, alien yes, but lives nonetheless. "Fire," she whispered, her heart breaking. Section 5. The Price of Victory. Victory's Edge unleashed its full fury. Orbital platforms shattered, their fragments raining down on the planet below. The remaining alien ships, outmatched and outgunned, fought with the courage of desperation. But it was a losing battle. One by one, they were consumed by fire, their dying screams lost in the vacuum of space. The planet below was a scene of unimaginable devastation. Fires raged across continents, the once vibrant blue and green now obscured by smoke and ash. Rios watched, her victory feeling more like ashes in her mouth. The cost of survival, she realized, was sometimes unbearably high. Section 6, Homeward Bound. Victory's Edge, battered but unbroken, jumped back into hyperspace. The journey home was somber. The crew, though hailed as heroes, were haunted by the victory they had won. The silence on the bridge was deafening, broken only by the hum of the ship's engines. Rios stood alone on the bridge, staring into the swirling colors of hyperspace. They had won, but at what cost? The faces of the alien defenders fighting for their home were seared into her memory. She had saved humanity, but the victory felt hollow, a Pyrrhic triumph that would forever weigh heavily on her soul.
The human fleet hung in the void, a billion points of light tiny against the backdrop of infinity. At the heart of it all, the dreadnought cruiser Valiant dominated the scene. Imagine a city forged from starships, a testament to human resilience, a monument to survival. This was their line in the sand, a line drawn across the stars. From the bridge, Admiral Singh surveyed his fleet, each ship a testament to the relentless march of human innovation, a billion souls united against a common enemy. They had come seeking peace, a new home among the stars. Instead, they found an enemy, an alien intelligence that refused to share. For months, tension had simmered. Diplomatic envoys met with cold silence. "Pleas for understanding," answered with hostility. Now the alien armada stood poised, a mirror image of their own desperation. They were outgunned, outmatched, but not out of hope. Admiral Singh gripped the command console, his knuckles white. He had seen the enemy's resolve, their cold, calculating eyes. This was no border skirmish, no war of conquest. This was an existential threat, a fight for the very survival of their species.
Humanity, you stand upon the precipice of oblivion.
A chill snaked down Sing's spine as the alien commander's voice echoed across the bridge. It was a grating sound, metallic and sharp, devoid of any warmth. The translator implant struggled to interpret the alien language, the words coming out garbled and harsh. Yet the meaning was clear. Surrender or face annihilation. Sing felt a surge of anger, hot and primal. Fear was a luxury they could not afford.
"We have come in peace,"
Sing retorted, his voice firm despite the tremor in his chest. He knew the futility of his words. This was not a dialogue, but a declaration. The aliens had made their intentions clear.
Peace, you misunderstand. There is only victory, only survival, and you are not worthy.
Admiral Singh allowed himself a small grim smile. Worthy? They would show them worthy. He glanced at the tactical display. The Valiant, a beacon of defiance in the heart of their formation. 30 million hangars, each a hive of activity, hummed with anticipation. Fighter craft, sleek and deadly, stood ready to be unleashed. The Valiant was more than a flagship. It was the culmination of centuries of technological advancement. Its hull, a masterpiece of engineering, bristled with weapon emplacements, each capable of reducing an enemy vessel to dust. But their trump card, the shield grid, was what truly set them apart. Forged in the heart of dying stars, the shields shimmered around the Valiant, an impenetrable barrier against the coming storm. They'd only managed to replicate this technology recently, a desperate gamble that had paid off. Against this, the alien weaponry, for all its ferocity, would be blunted, their attacks mere whispers against a fortress of energy. Sing watched as the final checks were run, the hum of the Valiant's engines a reassuring thrum. Their defiance, their hope rested on this ship, on the shoulders of every soul aboard.
"Sir," Lieutenant Commander Jung's voice was tight, her eyes glued to her console. "Molecule cannons are charged and ready."
Her words sent a tremor through the bridge, a palpable wave of anticipation. 30 million cannons, each capable of unleashing the fury of a collapsing star. This was their answer, their challenge to the void. The air crackled with energy, the very fabric of space-time groaning under the strain of the charging cannons. Sing felt a bead of sweat trickle down his temple, the weight of responsibility heavier than ever. Each shot, a calculated risk, a gamble against annihilation. He watched as the enemy fleet shifted, their formation spreading out, a predatory dance as they prepared for the inevitable. Their arrogance was palpable, their belief in their own superiority unshaken. Soon they would learn the cost of underestimating humanity.
"Hold fire," Sing commanded, his voice steady. "We strike when I give the order."
He would not be baited, would not allow their fear to dictate his actions. They would choose the time, the place, and the manner of their retaliation. The silence stretched, taut as a bowstring. Every eye on the bridge was fixed on the main view screen, where the enemy armada hung like a storm cloud. Sing could almost taste the tension, feel the fear and determination radiating from his crew. They were ready, every one of them, prepared to face the abyss. His hand hovered over the firing control, the fate of 1 billion souls resting on his next command. He knew the risks, the possibility of failure, of utter annihilation, but he also knew that surrender was not an option. The Valiant shuddered, a tremor running through its massive frame. The enemy was moving, their ships fanning out, preparing to flank. A cold smile touched Sing's lips. They were predictable, their tactics archaic.
"Helm, bring us about," he ordered, his voice calm, steady. "Target the lead vessels. Full spread. Prepare to unleash hell."
A murmur ran through the bridge, a mixture of fear and grim satisfaction. This was it, the moment of truth. For a heartbeat, there was only silence. The Valiant hummed with contained energy. A predator coiled to strike. Then, slowly, majestically, the Dreadnought began to turn, its massive guns swiveling to face the oncoming enemy.
"Shields at maximum," Jung reported, her voice tight.
The Valiant shimmered, the energy field around it flaring as it braced for impact. On the view screen, the enemy fleet continued to advance, their confidence, their arrogance palpable even across the gulf of space. They were moments away from unleashing their own barrage, a storm of fire that would obliterate anything in its path. But Sing would not give them the satisfaction of striking first. He drew a deep breath, the weight of 1 billion lives heavy on his shoulders. He met the eyes of his crew, saw the fear, the determination, the unwavering faith in his command.
"Fire," he whispered, the word barely audible above the thrum of the Valiant's engines.
And in the cold vacuum of space, all hell broke loose.
There's a part of me